is a special family report about our family day out to the Sea Life Centre in Birmingham. The Sea Life Centre is right in the centre of Birmingham, next to the canal, amongst new office buildings and trendy cafes. Come inside and explore the underwater world with us. The first thing we saw as we queued to buy tickets was the impressive cylinder of the Red Sea wreck tank, which was up the ramp to our right. To get to the Red Sea wreck, we first had to walk past the reef edge tank. In here were lots of the small brightly coloured fish that you usually see swimming through the coral reefs. A coral reef is made of tiny animals, a bit like sea anemones, which live in a chalky cup. At night, they spread their long tentacles out to collect plankton for food. The cups join together to make the rock of the reef edge. The largest reef in the world is the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. It is 2,000 kilometres long. The Red Sea wreck tank has lots of large tropical fish swimming upwards and downwards in the bubbles. The conger eel you can see here usually lurks beneath the corals and slithers out to catch careless fish in its strong, sharp-toothed jaws. The Sea Life Centre is on 3 different levels. As we walked up the ramps between each level, there were lots of things to see, like tropical plants and waterfalls. The Shark Lagoon was full of life. We saw stingrays with their tiny faces and flapping wings, and lots of sharks. There were also a lot of large tropical fish in there, which didn't seem to mind the dangerous sharks at all. Some sharks, like the great white, are sometimes called man-eating sharks, but they don't often attack swimmers or surfers. The smallest sharks are called dogfish. All sharks have more than one row of teeth. The back rows move forward when the front ones wear out. Sharks also have to keep swimming or they would sink, because they can't control their depth in the water like other fish can. Sharks and rays aren't the only scary things in the sea. The mighty barracuda in the tanks at the Sea Life Centre are one of the smallest species of this fast-moving predator. Take one look at the great barracuda's toothy grin and you'll understand why it has earned the nickname Tiger of the Sea. With its torpedo-like body, teeth like daggers and ferocious appetite, the barracuda is built to hunt in the ocean, and that's exactly what it has been doing for the last 50 million years. Any diver who's seen a barracuda attack another fish can tell you that it happens faster than you can say shrimp. One moment a barracuda will be drifting lazily among the coral reef, just like they are here. The next, it's rocketing towards a fish and snapping it up in its jaws. While some species of barracuda, like those seen here, are less than a foot long, the great barracuda can measure up to 6 feet long and weigh as much as 100 pounds. That's one big hungry fish. Small hungry shrimps were inside the magical Nemo's kingdom. Jacob enjoyed wandering through the darkness in here, watching the shrimps and other shellfish moving slowly around inside the brightly lit tanks. The Bay of Rays was a tranquil pool of gently floating rays and dogfish. There were lots of knowledgeable guides around the Sea Life Centre. Here is one telling us about the rays in the tank. The Bay of Rays felt very peaceful, even though the fish are quite large. Seahorses are also very quiet and mysterious creatures, but they are very small. We saw a very interesting film about the seahorses here, and also had the chance to look at some tiny seahorses in the conservation tanks. The area was lit by ultraviolet lights which gave our white tops a luminous glow. The seahorses swim with the fins on their back. They beat very fast. Tiny seahorses use their long tails to cling to seaweed to anchor themselves and to hide from predators. The centre doesn't just have saltwater fish and animals. We also saw carp, perch and sturgeon in a large freshwater pond. A huge pike looked us right in the eye from one of the tanks, and we had the chance to see otters playing in the water. under the water and on top of the water. The otters here are Asian otters, which are a little smaller than our own British otters, but not at all shy. They use an incredible amount of energy playing all the time and have to eat an astonishing 30% of their body weight in fish every day. We saw some very unusual animals too, like these poison arrow frogs. They look just like small toys until they move. Their colours are warning to predators that their skin is highly poisonous. The spider crabs we saw in the final tank were huge with massive pincers, very scary indeed. The highlight of the whole visit was the underwater ocean tunnel where turtles swam with lots of different fish, which we had seen earlier in the day. The turtles were enormous with great big flippers. The tunnel itself is a tube which goes right through the middle of the tank, which is 5.7 metres deep and holds 1.2 million litres of water. It is made of acrylic, much stronger than glass, and is 75mm thick. We spent a lot of time just standing and watching the fish through the tunnel and the other windows around this area. Sea Life Centre, we walked through the very busy gift shop, which has an amazing amount of different things to buy, all with a fish or conservation theme. For our dinner afterwards, we ate at the Malthouse pub overlooking the canal just outside the Sea Life Centre. The canal still has some boats travelling on it, which is a very interesting sight compared with all the new buildings. We had a lovely family day out around Birmingham, and would definitely recommend it to anyone looking for a day out with a difference. This is Sophie Carew reporting from Birmingham Sea Life Centre for Carew Family Films.
Thanks for watching.